Hey there, Darkstar here. Doing some practice today. Trying to learn how to fly with rudder pedals. Got my rudder pedals. Yay. So I was going to practice some slips and pattern practice and just generally try and get used to the rudder pedals and see how things go. So I'm in the little PA28 today. Right, we're out in Colorado Springs. Say it feels pretty awkward at first. I'm thinking to sort of use these power lines as my downwind leg, although we have a crosswind today, so. This is downwind, not crosswind. But it's really crosswind is what I'm thinking, because the wind is out of our left there. Let the runway get about 45 degrees back, and then I'll turn base. Doing terrible at holding my altitude today, but one thing at a time, right? I do not have my yoke yet. I'll be getting that. Alright, we'll get the first notch of flaps down. Second notch of flaps. Probably should have done that on the downwind leg. I'm not really paying attention to my altitude or anything just yet. past this road, or right at this road, we want to start our turn. So not going to do a touch and go or anything. I just want to blind low over the runway, a little bit slow, and practice slipping side to side. So like right now we're off to the right of the runway. So what I want to do, I want to go that way, but I want to rudder to the right. Adding some power. What I'm trying to do is slip to the right without turning my nose. Okay. Again, I can move this way a little bit and rudder to the right. Kind of see we're sliding over to the left, and then we can slide over to the right. There we go. A little more. Slide back to the left, right rudder, add some power. I do want to get down close to the runway. Keep my nose forward. Okay, and switch. Switch. And switch. I'm having to add power because I'm doing a hard flip. Okay, ease out, add a little power, climb out. Looks like we've got an A350 coming in here. Maybe. Flaps up. Climb. I want to practice a forward slip now, which is same idea as the side slip, except the direction of travel needs to stay towards the runway. So you're already lined up with the runway, you just need to descend faster. That's a good way to add a lot of resistance to the descent. This is the Coronado PA28 181 Archer 2. So weird being able to look back over your shoulder and only turn your head like, I don't know, 30 degrees. I think and fly out about here again where we were. It was a little far for what we were doing, but kept keeping the power up because I still want to climb. Okay, so we're way high on an approach. Go ahead and cut the power. We're also off to the right, so we need to do a left slip, which we're doing now. And then we want to start a forward slip from here. Which basically means letting the wing drop more on that side. Going like this. Really no difference except like how you're holding the plane to try and get which direction you're actually heading. So like, now we're gonna have to add some power. Come out of that slip. And we can get some flaps. Add a little power back in. And let's just practice our side slip some more. I don't understand why I'm not being blown more than I am by the wind. It looked pretty strong from the left there. Okay, so if we want, we're drifting off this way, so what we want to do is add a little power first of all, dip our left wing, so we would turn, but we're going to rudder to the right. Keep our nose pointed down the runway. Flat. A little more. Obviously need more practice. There we go though. I think it'll be a little bit easier with the yoke, to be honest. I I think that's actually just about countermanding the wind there. Not slipping much to the left, even though I had a pretty strong pull. My setup here is a little awkward. Okay, let's get the flaps up. Been a little early for that last notch of flaps. Something's just hitting wrong.
Kilo, 2200 Zulu. Wind 14 at 9er. Visibility 10. Sky condition, no clouds below 12,000.
Okay, let's try some weather modification here. This wasn't on here. Okay, now let's try it. Maybe a little brutal. Or we should copy the live weather and just modify it. Okay, wind. Goes pretty much full crosswind, say 15 knots. This might be unflyable. Hang on. Gusting is what I think we don't want. Winds. Here we go. Gusts. We want little gusts, just a few. See how this does. Because 15 knot winds, 15 knot gusts is just a little brutal. Again, we're to the right, so we want to cant to the left and right rudder hard. Sock. Okay. Showing about what it was showing before, but kind of expecting to be blown more off course here. Let's try winds. Try 25. Well, okay, 24 then. And then on pause. Okay, so this doesn't feel like a 30 knot crosswind though. Oops, got a right aileron into the wind. You can see, but trying to right aileron into the wind, pretty good there. Hard right rudder. Letting it come around and just try not to climb too hard. Okay, I definitely felt the wind there. So now in theory we should have a stiff headwind right now. And if we were doing a pattern, we'd want to make sure we fly out this way longer than we play the base leg, because we're going to be going a lot slower ground speed here. And it does feel like we're going slower. Try to point like straight straight ahead, we should be drifting to the left. It's a little hard to tell. I think we are. So I could crab like that and maybe find a straight ahead point. About at the end of the runway. Sorry. Okay, it should be much lower this time, so I'm going to start my base turn earlier here, because I'm not going to do the forward slip. And I think that's my, yeah. We definitely got blown closer to the runway there. Okay, so now we're going to try a crab. Slow this time. See the effect of the wind better. Okay, I'm not using any rudder right now. Trying to see how much I need to crab to stay. I need to get over the center line first. Okay. That's a pretty good crab angle. So if I were going to land now, and I cut the power here right before I touch down, and I need to aileron into the wind there. And you can see one of my problems is like the aileron sensitivity over here is way, way high. Rudder sensitivity is pretty high too. Man, I am not going, oh, because of the brakes are being hit. Like, why can I not go? how much slower we're going east here than when we're going west. Here for a minute. All right, I am back. feeling something pulling at my chair or something. I thought maybe it was the cat. It doesn't normally do that. So I was trying to figure out what was going on. It was the little robot vacuum. And it was stuck under my chair. So I don't know. Let's try flying up, what is it, I-25 over there? Maybe fly up to Denver. I've actually flown a small plane of some flavor, I don't even remember what it was, from some airport in Denver down to some little tiny place here around Colorado Springs. Let's, I don't know if this plane can go flat out. Or are you supposed to throttle back a little for cruise, maybe? Let's assume we should throttle back for cruise. And for this phase, let's go live weather. That was fun. Whoa. I used to live out here somewhere. I would have no way of finding it. I don't even remember what street it was now. It was a long time ago. I think it was a good bit north of here too. Where did I used to live? Oh, I know. I have it on Google Maps. Unfortunately, I don't have an autopilot in this plane. So it's kind of if I could even figure out where that little strip might have been. I'm guessing this is the Air Force Base, U.S. Air Force Academy. Might be able to find where I used to work. It was right off the main freeway. If I could find the main freeway for sure. I don't even know which one's Pikes Peak right now. I'm guessing that one right there just coming into view is probably Pikes Peak. I wonder if they've modeled Garden of the Gods at all. I'm thinking right over here is the main freeway. I wonder what Gardens of the Gods would be. I don't know if it would be this area or further south. Further south, for sure, yeah. I think where I worked might have been around in this area somewhere, like Tech Center Ridge or something like that. that's probably the Air Force Academy up there. My guess would be that little strip either isn't on here or maybe it was somewhere over here. Nope, definitely not that. I think where I used to live would have been over there somewhere. Not quite as far north as the academy. I'm pretty sure that's 25 or whatever. Let's see if we can bring up a Google Maps here. Man, I wish I had an autopilot. I wish this plane had an autopilot option. ADF frequency. Yeah, I'm pretty sure none of that's autopilot. Dipping our nose all of a sudden. It's like this plane either has like climb, climb, climb or dive, dive, dive. I can't get it to just stabilize it. See? I barely touched the trim. And it went from, oh, let's go plus 100. I hope I don't regret not getting a force feedback yoke. I kind of wanted one, but it also kind of sounded like they weren't quite there yet. So, where is Denver and what airport would we have been at? Right next to the mall, I seem to recall. Definitely wasn't the big Denver airport, it was some other one. Thinking it was this one because I know it was on the south end of Denver. Centennial, huh? That's the Denver airport. Nowhere near that for sure. Yeah, I think it would have been maybe this one. arrival. Last departure. What? Why you treating me like this, man? Kind of weird that it hasn't, like, it's not working. I've got Kappa. No line between them. Somewhere out here is Castle Rock. There's a pretty cool Renaissance fair out this way too. Like it would be about in this area. It's definitely on the left side or west side of the freeway there though, not this side. South of even here. Might be this right over here. Let's fly over and see if we can ID it. I do believe that is it right there. That's like the parking. So all this through here, and this is parking. And then the Ren Fair itself is on the same side as the parking. So it's all up through here. So let's come around from this side. Bumpy. Yeah, so this wooded area here is the fair. Not accurately modeled in game, and right across there might be Castle Rock dead ahead. Not sure which one's Castle Rock, because there's several that look like that. But plugin that would plot your location on Google Maps would be kind of cool. According to the map, that butte right across from the fair was Lake Spur Butte. Now I am completely lost. Okay, I think that's our interstate. Guessing this is the town of Castle Rock ahead, so maybe Castle Rock is closer to it. Big development on the right, and then Castle Rock ahead. Doesn't say which butte is Castle Rock, but I'm guessing that one's straight ahead. They're going to have AI kind of comb over all the satellite imagery and clean it and the terrain up. Like, if it's a road, it probably shouldn't be quite as wavy as some of them are. And you could paint out the car, the static satellite map car traffic, because it doesn't look good. I guess it looks okay further up. Okay, I think we're on the right fork here, staying on 25. Somewhere up here, I feel like PA25 splits with the traffic. Like northbound one side, southbound on the other. I don't remember where that is though. Some power lines. Sized lake over there. Barg. Coming up on Kappa here. We're gonna land there. Let's do a flyover first. Guessing we would probably not get to land on the big runway. Let's take the smaller one on the left. I said we were going to do a flyover, but I was kind of thinking we'd try to figure out which direction the wind was from. Not sure if I can land in this turbulence though. Thought this was the other runway for a minute. I think our fuel is unbalanced. Don't know where the fuel adjustment is in this one. Hang on. Well, not like that. bet that's it. If I recall correctly, this doesn't have a balanced fuel feed. You either have to pick left or right tank, and those are your only choices. Fix that. Let's see. We're on the wrong preset here. I like how it doesn't have a shadow until you get close to it. Now I want to try to taxi, well, it's hard to get used to. Maybe I should get the go-kart and try to steer with my feet until I get the hang of it. Really hard to get used to braking too. So nice to have my hands free though. Parking brakes. Well, this will be fun. Oh, I remember. You have to go inside on this one. And there is a clipboard. And you turn off chocks, ghost locks, pitot tube cover, engine covers, and remove the boarding steps when you're ready. So let's see, do I remember how to start this? Okay. Let's start the starboard engine first. And we want the beacon on. And then we need battery. Avionics. With the mags on and the fuel pump. Does not seem to be starting. Why isn't the starter coming on? No checklists. Okay. I could try Control E. Fuel, that's what. Well, no, it wasn't even cranking over. But fuel cutoff does need to be on, these two. They're on now, and it is still not cranking. Even with a Control E. Okay, I got the generators on. Oh, come on. And it's dying again. Why is it dying? Fuel pumps are on, mags are on, fuel is on. Do we have fuel? Yeah. Try a engine turn. Like it's supposed to, but there's grass. Crosswind. That's why wouldn't we have a crosswind? And I've got to get used to these rudders. Oh my goodness. Of course. That was terrible. see if we can figure out how to get to 25 from here. And where does it go across the mountains? I have no idea. This doesn't look like anything. Maybe over here? Seriously though, where would not 25, but let's see, let's get autopilot on. Let's go, heading, hold. That road that goes across 70 is what goes across. Okay, this is the Chatfield Reservoir, makes this Marston Lake, and that's Bear Creek Lake, and then that Bear Creek Lake, I think. And then up a ways from that, 70 should cut into the mountains. If it's right here. What might that area be? Okay, there's a cloverleaf here. Looks like where 70 would be right there. That's it. But that doesn't quite match what I'm seeing here. Let's go ahead and turn this way. Because I think that's 70 there. just don't get what that water is. That's Bear Creek Lake Park. 70 should be north of it, not south. Oh, yeah, okay, that's not 70. This is 70 right here, that's what it is. Okay, let's try and get a better look out the window here. So that's going to be 70 there. On autopilot, we'll just hold our roll angle. Is that 70? That doesn't look like 70. far this is looking right. This is Central City Parkway that runs up through here. And I think that's Idaho Springs. There's a lot of these little strip towns all through here. Feels like we're diving. This is climbing. I didn't come up this way very much because I lived down in Colorado Springs. We would go up the back way over to like Breckenridge and Keystone. But did come up here a few times. There's a little ski area up here around the curve a little ways. Over the next mountain, Loveland Pass. I think that's kind of the first ski area you hit outside of Denver. not sure this is the right way. No, I think I went the wrong way. Well, no, maybe not. No, I think this is the right way. Assuming I went the right way, then Loveland Pass should be up there where the road disappears into the mountain. So like right about here, I think is where the tunnel is. Downdraft on the left wing, maybe? Sure what this is going to look like around the corner. We might have to climb hard. It would be very cool if they had a tunnel through. this should be the Loveland ski area. Somewhere around here. All up through there. Maybe back in here too. I think it goes over the pass, if I'm not mistaken. There's definitely some flat spots. Pretty sure you end up skiing back here in this kind of almost a bowl area. Back out here. Let's just kind of go. Altitude hold, and I want to drop a camera. Just don't go follow mode. I don't have any kind of tunnel modeled at all. It's just a building. Looks like the road goes around a building. Where's my plane? There we go. Now we're in Silverthorne. Now what we want to do, is I want to climb. And I actually want to go more west. I don't want to, this goes down and around and then comes back up. So I really just want to go straight across. And then we'll come down near Vail, Colorado. Which should be right up in here somewhere, maybe? Zigzag, zigzag, right. Yeah, right there, I think. That's all going to be all the skiing. I have to believe that's a helipad, not a... Does not look like a very good runway. Why won't it climb? think we should be fine. If we had to, we could cut through here. I've not visited the old stomping grounds in Flight Sim yet, so this is fun. Let's see, we go Vale and then Beaver Creek. Almost at 15. I have no idea what's up here. Henny, maybe? Not sure. Yeah, now we can see down, can see into Vale pretty well here. And what we want to do is we want to turn a bit. Play over here. We'll land at, I don't even know what this is, Eagle Country Regional. And then down here is a fun airport to fly into, which is Aspen. Alright, let's turn back to the west a little more. Now let's see, this airport's at 6,500 feet. And let's go look at our terrain highlight. I don't know, we might be able to come in here. Thinking fly over Vale, come up this way, and around here. So try and follow this. right over Vale, just to the south. Maybe it's following this. I don't know if that's right along whatever it is. What are we on? 70? Yeah, it's right off 70. Okay. So let's go ahead and turn off autopilot. We will there's Vale and all the skiing all up through the mountains. Faster. All right, let's see if we can get I don't want. Okay, and then we can go heading. That way we don't keep drifting. I will be right back, actually. Okay, how are we doing here? Alright, well, I want to start. I think I want to follow the road around. Yeah, you know what? Let's just cut straight across. Looks like it's straight across there. We can clear that still, no problem. I can't remember, did we have, I think we had heading mode on, right? Roll is what I want. We could get it into the flight plan thing. Can this do airport is kind of running out of room here. There we go. Now at least we got a little guidance there. I'm not sure what's going on. I have very little control, apparently. See the runways, though. Way out there. So do we get any vertical guidance, I wonder? You know what? Maybe I should have done the this gives me any vertical guidance at all. I would think if we had the ILS here, we would get vertical guidance. Runway 25, 19 knot headwind, wow. Okay, 108.3. 108.3. Meanwhile, let's go. and get to 108.3 in 108.3. There we go. Let's get flaps 1 in. Now the way I read this, we are off to the left. But when I look out my window, we're off to the right. Do I have it backwards? Or I bet I need to dial this in, right? We went about 253. And I can't see my dials. There's about 253, I think. See if the needle starts deflecting as I get over here. 108.3. There it goes. Seem to be getting any vertical guidance on it, but patty lights. I think they're patty lights. I don't know the difference for sure between patty and Vassy. But I think patty are the 4 side by side and Vassy are the 2/2. According to that, I'm a little high. And according to my nav 1 needle, I'm a little, yeah, that way. Whoa. Okay, got full flaps. A little low. Now I'm a little, gonna get a little high. To slip to scoot over a little. choose steering. I know how to steer and I keep pushing the wrong direction. You push in the direction you want to go. It's very simple. And I keep doing it backwards. I don't know why. Oh my goodness, my goodness, my goodness. Close enough. Definitely need to spend a lot of time driving around on the ground. Off. Question is, do we have standby power here? I'm gonna guess not. You hear that background static? I have a static channel now. I really want to get a voice effect that does like you're talking over the radio kind of thing. Let's do it. Well, let's see. Do we? Do we have a... I don't think we can measure the external power, unfortunately. Trying to even see where the gauge is. Over here, maybe? No, those are all engine. Can open the doors. Where is the gauge? Ah, I know, it's up here. See, it's draining the battery like crazy right now. I'm guessing either I'm in the wrong spot or there's just no external power or no external power for this plane or something. Okay. Well, good times. Need more practice. One thing I'll mention, just in case anyone sees it, but if you go to activities, flight training, there's a whole IFR navigation section now that wasn't there before. Maybe I did climb and descent. Maybe we should try turning. Slip skid indicator, bank index. I didn't know that was a slip skid indicator. Okay. How did I get? Maybe this was there before, I don't know. I don't remember seeing it, but
Now that you've tried some climbs and descents, we'll introduce turning. Throughout this lesson, maintain your current altitude of 4,000 feet.
well, I can't.
Our heading is the
without...
direction our nose is pointing, measured in degrees. The main electronic display in front of you is the primary flight display, or PFD. At the bottom center of the PFD, we see the horizontal situation indicator, or the HSI. The HSI shows us the direction our nose is pointing, called our heading. Headings are measured in degrees, with east being 090, south 180, west 270, and north 360. Currently we're heading west. That's 270 degrees. When turning, we want to aim for a bank angle of around 20 degrees. Along the top of the attitude indicator are white lines. Each line represents 10 degrees. Normally we use about 20 degrees of bank, which is the second white line. Let's try it out. Make a turn to the left onto heading 180, using 20 degrees of bank.
Okay, that's pretty hard to do when you give me a completely dead plane. I have no engine whatsoever. Trying to start it. There we go. What was I supposed to do? Bank left, heading...
You didn't maintain 4,000 feet while turning.
Yeah, dude. You literally gave me a dead plane. You're lucky we didn't die. There it goes again. Aha!
Now that you've tried some climbs and descents, we'll introduce turning. Throughout this lesson, maintain your current altitude of 4,000 feet. Our heading is the direction our nose is pointing, measured in degrees. The main electronic display in front of you is the primary flight display, or PFD. At the bottom center of the PFD, we see the horizontal situation indicator, or the HSI. The HSI shows us the direction our nose is pointing, called our heading. Headings are measured in degrees, with east being 090, south 180, west 270, and north 360. Currently we're heading west. That's 270 degrees. When turning, we want to aim for a bank angle of around 20 degrees. Along the top of the attitude indicator are white lines. Each line represents 10 degrees. Normally we use about 20 degrees of bank, which is the second white line. Let's try it out. Make a turn to the left onto heading 180, using 20 degrees of bank.
Okay, 20 degrees of
Keep
bank.
turning until heading south,
add
at which point,
power.
smoothly roll back to wings level.
Don't pull up too hard. And you want to start rolling out about 10 degrees before. That's too much bank. And that's about 10 degrees before.
That's it. Stop turning there and you'll be heading due south. Heading 180. Great. Now try and maintain this heading for a short while.
Okay, and we're losing altitude, so... I'm gonna gain a little bit back there. And watch our bank.
Now make a turn to the right onto a heading of 350.
Turn to the right. Add a little bit of power. And he said 350. Climb a little because I'm 100 feet low. So I'm looking to roll out about 340. $320, $330, $340. There we go.
Now smoothly roll wings level onto a heading of 350. Now maintain heading 350 for a bit.
Okay. And again, need to climb just a hair. There's 350. I went a little far. Adding a little bit of power.
Wow, great job. So that's how we make turns using just the instruments. Next we'll look at how to handle speed changes.
What'd I get? Oh, that's not bad. I thought I did better on the right turn than the left turn, though. How to maintain a constant pitch attitude as your speed and lift changes. Doing so by relying on the instruments. So the reason it was dying before is the slider that I used from my condition lever or mixture lever was all the way aft.
We're cruising at 100 knots, maintaining our heading and altitude. Let's look at how we deal with speed changes when flying on instruments. When slowing down, the wings produce less lift. To counter this, you'll need to progressively raise the nose in order to maintain altitude. Give it a try. Reduce power and bring the speed back to 70 knots.
Trimming some of the pressure out. What you really should know is what RPM to hold level at 70 knots. And then you'd want to pull the power out to that. There's our 70. Well, I didn't get credit.
Remember to adjust the elevator trim so that you don't have to keep putting any pressure on the controls. Good, now set power to maintain 70 knots.
Okay, I was.
Notice how the nose needs to be a
You didn't give me
little
credit
higher
for
than
it.
before to make up for the loss of airspeed. Use the elevator trim to adjust pitch to the new sped and maintain 70 knots for a bit.
With a new sped.
Maintain 70 knots.
I'm
You
working
weren't
on
accurate
it.
enough with your speed.
Dude, because you didn't give me credit for doing it right. I was right at 70.
Great, now increase power to get your speed back up to 100 knots.
And we're climbing too much.
As we speed up, notice how you need to trim nose down to avoid climbing. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude. You need to be able to control altitude while adjusting speed. That's it, now stabilize at 100 knots. Good, now we'll take flap settings into account.
Oh my god.
Flaps give a boost in lift, which you'll need to control in order to maintain our altitude. They also add drag, making us slow down more quickly, so be careful not to get too slow. Reduce power and slow us down to 60 knots.
Okay, this time I'm going to reduce power until that says reduce power.
Good, now extend the flaps to 10 degrees. Now set flaps at 20 degrees. Keep us steady on heading 350.
Yeah,
With the extra drag, start adding power so you don't drop below your target airspeed of 60 knots. You wandered off the heading. Now stabilize at 60 knots and trim for level flight. Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
That's a lot, Robin.
Keep us precisely at 60 knots.
Oh, shoot.
You lost your speed target. You did well, but you can do better.
That's hard. Need to go through that one a few more times.
Now that you have the basics of flying the aircraft on instruments, let's look at navigation. There is a worldwide network of radio beacons that pilots use to find their way when flying IFR. The most common beacon is the VOR. I've tuned the Sunberg VOR into your NAV radio, which we're going to fly toward. To get there, we'll use the Course Deviation Indicator, CDI. That's the green arrow and bar on the HSI. I've set the CDI for a course of 170. That means we want to arrive at the VOR on a heading of 170. The CDI shows us if we are on our selected course. If the bar is to the left of center, we need to fly to the left to recapture our course. The bar is currently over to the right, so keep flying on this heading and wait for the CDI bar to start moving towards the middle.
I wonder why they don't give you more of an indication of how far off you are.
Here it comes, now make a left turn onto heading 170.
Okay, left turn. A little back pressure. A little more back pressure. Little
Great,
throttle.
now keep the CDI bar centered and it'll take us to the VOR.
I'm losing a little altitude.
You were way off on altitude holding.
Yeah, no.
Try to maintain 4,000 feet altitude.
I'm doing it. Okay, pulling that power out now. Got a little bit of wind too.
We're getting close to the VOR now. The CDI indications might become erratic or disappear when reaching a VOR, but this is normal. Keep flying straight ahead on heading 170 for a couple miles.
And basically you just want to make sure you're holding your heading. Turn back to 170. As you get closer to the VOR, you definitely don't want to chase the needle. Looks like we're 1 mile. That's why I put the DME up.
I think a bit more practice may be a good idea.
It needs to score you more in a more detailed fashion. I don't think I did that bad, but okay. It definitely wasn't an A, but I thought maybe it should have been a B. RNAV basics. I could probably ace these by using the autopilots. At least the plane isn't dying on me anymore.
The VOR system is a classic for navigating via instruments, but modern technology has opened the door for new navigation tools. Our flight plan is made of multiple GPS waypoints. We can use those to guide us when we can't count on visibility. For this lesson, we're going to follow a similar trajectory as in the VOR tutorial, flying over Sumburg Airport while maintaining an altitude of 4,000 feet. The system looks very similar to the VOR on the avionics. We'll use the CDI. That's the pink arrow and bar on the HSI. Looking at our flight plan, we can see that we're supposed to arrive at the waypoint on a heading of 170. The CDI shows us if we are on our selected course. We've deviated on purpose so that you can see how to catch up to your intended trajectory. Just like with VOR, the gap between the bar and the CDI arrow shows us the direction that we need to head towards to catch up to our course. The bar is currently over to the right, so keep flying on this heading and wait for the CDI bar to start moving towards the middle. Here it comes. Now make a left turn onto heading 170.
That's not the normal amount of deviation I'm used to on those. Kind of weird.
Great, now keep the CDI bar centered and it'll take us to the waypoint.
See, with autopilot, it's a lot easier. I need to practice these though. I think in a future session I'm going to fly in the fog like this and do approaches. I've also been learning more about the different types of approaches, like what LPV is and LP plus V, and RNPs, which apparently we can't actually fly, and like LNAV, what's the other one? Anyway, different ones. A lot more to learn. Reach GPS waypoint. How far away is it? I wish it remembered your DME setting. That seems to be one it doesn't remember.
We're getting close to the waypoint now. The CDI indications might become erratic or disappear when reaching a GPS waypoint, but this is normal. Keep flying straight ahead on heading 170 for a couple of miles.
Okay, so there's LNAV, which is just lateral navigation. Doesn't contain any vertical at all. There's LNAV plus V, which is LNAV with vertical guidance that I think is advisory, not, I can't remember the wording they use. Then there's L/VNAV, and I don't know what that one is yet. There's LP plus B, which is I can't remember what the LP stands for, but the V is an advisory vertical guidance, and then LPV, which is kind of...
Wow, great job. When you have to catch up with your flight plan, you can see that it is very similar to the VOR navigation system, but it also allows for more complex and custom routes.
Anyway, LPV is like vertical guidance. It's kind of the equivalent of an ILS with some kind of GPS, WAS, GNSS kind of approach. Got hundreds. I need to do that one manually though for it to really count. That one I think I've already done. And then your IFR test. Wonder what happens if I do that one with GPS. But and then another type of approach are the RNPs, required shoot, what do they stand for? Required Navigational precision, maybe, or something like that. Anyway, on that one, apparently you have to be trained, approved, and on approved equipment. And only some airlines are authorized to fly RNP approaches. I'm kind of curious if, because supposedly they're not even in like the Garmins and some of the other GA planes. I wanted to check and see if they show up in the sim planes or not. Okay, I'm trying to decide if I want to fly this one manually or... Guess let's give it a shot here.
All right, it's time to put what you've learned into practice. We're at 5,000 feet following a GPS route toward Sumburg. I'll ask you to perform some handling tasks to test your IFR flying skills. Follow the GPS, as shown in magenta on your CDI, maintaining 5,000 feet and 110 knots. Okay, still maintaining the GPS course, take us down to 3,500 feet, keeping 110 knots airspeed.
Okay, so let's go down to 3,500 feet, and we need to increase our speed to 110 and no more. Way more. There we go. What I'm doing is using my velocity vector here to compensate for the wind too. Okay, now as we're coming up on 3,500, I want to add power.
Next, keep us at 3,500 feet and make a left turn onto heading 060.
Okay, left onto 060. So remember, we want to roll out a little early.
All right, let's throw some other things your way. Please bring the speed back to 70 knots. Alright, now keep us at 3,500 feet, 70 knots, and turn us to the right onto heading 225.
Okay, turn right, heading 225. Add a little power. Take out a little power. We're looking for 225. We're falling a little. So at about 215, we want to roll out. Add a little power because we're falling a little. Whoops.
Okay, now get us back to 110 knots. Keep us on heading 225.
225. Trimming. Okay, 110 coming up, falling.
Wow, great job. The ability to fly IFR accurately and safely opens up a whole new world of possibilities. Remember, you can come back and repeat this test anytime you like, if you want to brush up on your skills.
I do, but I did okay. Ow. Why is that? Something's digging into my back. Yikes. What happened to my pillow? So we'll borrow this one. Okay. Well, that wasn't too bad. Got an A. Yeah, there's some decent things in here. Some aren't as good as others. Wonder if I could do better at the airliners ones now. I think I'm gonna take a break though. Have a good evening. Bye.